Bluetooth mode.
Welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining the program. Please kindly like and share the program. Share on your platform. Share to family and friends. Share to anyone that is close to you. Let's keep sharing so that we can be able to reach to as many people as possible. So welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome, you're welcome. It is another day for us to send this message across to the whole world and continue to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. As you join us on this very platform, please, I urge you to like and share the program. Like and share, share to family and friends, share to everyone that is close to you. Keep sharing and do not relent in sharing. Welcome, like and share. Like and share the program. Share to your platform, share to family and friends. Share this program any place you belong. Keep sharing so that we can reach to as many people as possible. We must continue and we will not relent in our efforts to make sure that we bring the truth to the whole world. Good morning, Sunday, Christopher. You're welcome. You're welcome. Keep sharing to family and friends. Share in your WhatsApp group. Any group you belong to, please kindly share. Share to friends, share to well-wishers. Share to our enemies. Let them come and hear us clear. We must continue. There's no going back. Keep sharing.
Promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist. You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isoto. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy. Because Biafra will come, and when it does, We will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all this we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. He said,
welcome, 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 welcome. Thank you so much for joining me on this very program today. I appreciate you for joining. It is Friday. I appreciate you for joining this program wherever you are connecting from. If you are joining us from Biafra land, my special thanks goes to you, and I thank you so much for all your effort. If you are joining from any part of the zoo, you are joining from any part of Africa, you are joining from Asia, from Europe, from America, from Australia, from Canada, from New Zealand, you are joining from Russia or from China, I appreciate you and I welcome you to this program. And I say, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Accept my greeting according to your time zone. Wherever you are watching us from, we have come once again. And if you are joining us for the very first time, I want you to know that this platform where you are watching this program is an autopiloted platform by Chukwu Okike Abiama under the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, on the guidance of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, and on the supreme leadership of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. That is where we stand. That is where we stand. And we continue to make wave and speak the truth and nothing but the truth. In this platform, we do not promote hate speech. We do not instigate violence. We do not speak lies. We do not put propaganda. What we do on this platform is to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. In this very platform, we bring the plight of the people before the whole world, more especially the Biafran people. We'll tell the true story of the situation of things, what is going on in Biafra land. We'll tell the true story of the situation of the things in that contraption called Nigeria. We don't hide anything. We don't try to be politically correct. We say it exactly the way it is. If you are someone who loves truth, you are going to be comfortable here. But if you don't love the truth, you cannot be comfortable here. All I will tell is that you have to be patient and watch. By the time we finish the program, you will be convinced and you will change your mind. Today, we have come once again to encourage Biafrans, and I welcome those who have joined us on this program today. I appreciate my beloved sister, Linda TV Show. I appreciate you for your support. I welcome Jack Acho. Thank you so much for joining, Jack Acho. Sunday Christopher, thank you so much for joining, Sunday Christopher. Obi Juliana, thank you so much for joining, Obi Juliana. Sunday, I welcome you. Thank you so much for joining. And every other person that is on the comment section, whether you are commenting or you're not commenting, whether your name is mentioned or not, you are welcome and you are highly respected on this very platform. Kingsley Washington, I welcome you and I say, may Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect you. Today we have come once again to answer a call that we have been given. We are still on the process of the sit at home, as being stated and agreed by the Biafran people. As announced by our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, we are still carrying on that very sit at home, undeterred. And I thank Chukwu Okike Abiama that Biafran people are paying close attention to every single thing that is happening. We are not distracted. We are not confused. We are not deceived. You are welcome, Kingsley Okonkwo. I appreciate every one of you who has been able to pay constant focus, who have been focused constantly, who have paid constant attention to the situation of things, and you never allow the enemies to confuse you, to distract you, or to push you aside. If you are a genuine Biafran and you are still standing today, if you are part of the Biafra Republic Government in Exile, you should be proud of yourself. You answered the call that was made by Chukwu Okike Abiama. You answered the call to redeem yourself and redeem your future. You answer the call and you know the time that we're in. Chukwu Okike Abiama will strengthen you for answering that call. The long-awaited call I've been waiting for. All that we've been expecting for a very long time, it is happening. It is finally happening. Every single thing that Mazen Nandekano spoke about and the warnings he gave, the time has come when they are all coming to light. You're welcome, my dear sister Diana Agumbiare. Thank you so much for joining, Diana. Finally, every warning that have been given in the past, today, they are happening before our own very eyes. That long-awaited call that I've been waiting for, it can be made finally. And I tell you, Biafran people, wherever you are, brace yourself up. Tighten up your belt. When we say we will never give up and we will never hands down until we get Biafra, this is it. When you are hearing is either Biafra or nothing, this is it. For a long time, you have been hearing is either Biafra or death, this is it. Wherever you are, and you are from the old southeastern region, the present south, and the southeast, with the lower Benue, if you are from this region, prepare yourself for what is coming. It is no longer a hearsay. It is no longer a wishful thinking. It is no longer a projection or propaganda. It is a reality that you must face today. The reality is that the coming of Biafra has finally matured and the call has been made. Wherever you are today, the only good thing you can do to yourself is to refer back to every single warning you have been given to. From Mazen Nandekano, from all the media warriors that are genuine, from our Prime Minister Mazen Samanepa, every single thing you have been hearing, put them to heart. This is the time to begin to memorize everything you have been told in the past, because they are going to play out one after the other before your own very eyes. There is no going back. If you don't know that the time has come, it means you are not genuinely a Biafran. And you have to check yourself again. If you don't know, if you are not still aware, that that time has come, when you have to activate everything in you, when you have to raise up your mental capacity, when you must not listen to any propaganda, blackmail, or any idiot from anywhere. If you don't know that that time has come, it means you are not paying attention. And I wonder how you are going to survive this. The very time we have been waiting for has finally arrived. And I tell you, Chukwu Okike Abiama was so kind and so merciful to every one of us that we were not left in confusion. Chukwu Okike Abiama was so kind to us that we were not left in confusion because of the love he has for us. He gave us somebody who can keep us awake and keep us connected to events. William Onyeka, you're welcome. Thank you, Tutoma. We are so lucky that he gave us somebody who keeps us connected to events. If you are not connected in what is happening today, if you are not connected in the situation today, it means you are not paying attention. And you have to recheck yourself. You have to recheck yourself. Today, every single thing that has been spoken about by Mazen Nandekano is playing out. The warnings that have been given is playing out. The time that we've been waiting for has finally arrived. What are you doing? How prepared are you? It is unfortunate that some people are still paying attention to idiots. Some people are still paying attention to deceivers. Some people are still paying attention to people that have nothing whatsoever to offer to you. I saw one video that was being circulated by one clown. I saw one video that was being circulated by a clown, a kidnapper, somebody who has been kidnapping in the name of Biafra. And he claimed he went to see Mazen Nandekano. That is no longer a story for us. For every genuine Biafra, we know today that their new propaganda and their new force is now, we went to see Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. All of a sudden, you know the last time Carol White brought information that he went to see Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. For a very long time, the Carol White lawyer could not be able to come to the open and say, I went to see Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, after he was sacked and decimated by our Prime Minister Mazen Samanukwa. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu rejected speaking to this Carol White lawyer, but all of a sudden, now they have succeeded in their plan, and he came to issue a statement that he went to see Mazen Nnamdi Kanu with a fellow criminal. If you cannot be able to add up the dots, it means you are not existing and you're not following events. I ask you again, when was the last time the Carol White lawyer saw Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, visited Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, after the dragon sacked him from IPOB and stopped him from going there? Statements were issued. He was barred from seeing Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, which every one of us knew. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu rejected him and refused to speak to him. But today, you have seen they have succeeded in taking along with them Aloy Ejimako. And today, they have finally caged Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. They have finally barred Mazen Nnamdi Kanu from every single one of us. And now, all they do now is to just sit back in their homes and begin to issue a statement and say, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said this. Carol White say he went and visited Mazen Nnamdi Kanu with a fellow criminal. Somebody that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have called out in one of his brokers and said, what is happening in Biafra land? Somebody that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu have called out in one of the programs. That idiot claimed that he was detained with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu in 2015. There's one thing you have to know. If you are a genuine Biafran, anybody that claims to be fighting for Biafra, a genuine Biafra activist in Nigeria, comfortable in a place like Abuja, and you are listening to that idiot, you must be a clown like him. There is no genuine Biafra agitator that can be anywhere in Nigeria and be comfortable, let alone being in Abuja of all people. In Abuja, you sit in Abuja and you make a broadcast and say that you are a member of IPOB and claim to be in leadership, and you'll be walking freely. You can only talk to idiots like you to listen. For the fact that that criminal, Benjabu in a mud book or whatever they call him, that criminal who has resorted to kidnapping, who has resorted to taking, who is involved in destroying the legacy of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who was fully involved in destroying the ESN. That idiot is in Abuja. And in Abuja, he's making a broadcast and he's claiming that he is part of IPOB in the leadership. And you think that he will walk freely. No genuine agitator, no genuine Biafra agitator can be in Nigeria, anywhere in Nigeria, let alone Abuja, and you'll be comfortable making speech in the public. When you see such people, it is a red flag. If there is those are the simplest saboteurs to identify. The easiest saboteurs to identify is these people. Those who stay and make a public pronouncement that they in the zoo that they are part of IPOB, and yet they are comfortable making it, and without any arrest, without any confrontation. This criminal have been exposed by our Prime Minister, and he never denied it. He has been exposed how he got involved in kidnapping. The same chairman and leader of the kidnappers, who has shared money from kidnapping several times, is one today coming out to make a speech and try to claim innocent, telling you about warning ESN and those who say we are ESN. The same man who get involved and destroying everything Mazen Nnamdi Kanu build. And when they come, they say Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, that is the most annoying thing. And this is the only area they are challenging they have seen. We have defeated them in all angles. We have defeated them from right, left, and center. There is no other story they have to offer to us. They have been defeated completely. And the only thing they base their argument today is coming to tell you, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu did not say, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu did not say. Bunch of lie from the pit of hell. And when you hear them, you don't need a soothsayer to tell you who they are. You don't need a soothsayer. You don't need a prophet to tell you that look at these people, who they are. When they open their mouth and talk, it will be smelly. You will be seeing their evil written all over them. The only enemy all of them have today is our prime minister and the sit at home. Sit at home that is meant to release the man who they claim to love. The man who they claim that is dear to their heart. The only single thing today that man can hold, that you can say that this is something that people are doing to make sure he's being freed. And I ask them, if you stop sit at home, what next? Apart from sit at home, what else are you having in your hand as a challenge against the zoo to free Mazen Nnamdi Kanu? Can you mention one? Apart from the sit at home, what else do you have? And for God's sake, sit at home is a peaceful call. It is not a violent call. It is not. It is not forceful. It is not violent. A peaceful call for people to sit in their home, to show their grievances to the world, to show the world that they are in support of Biafra Republic government in exile, to show the world that they want to get out of the zoo, to show the world that they're not in support in the detention of their leader. The most peaceful means of any opinion, sit at home. It is not a violent call. And yet, why is it that this sit at home has become a thorn on their flesh? Why is it that this sit at home is giving them a sleepless night? Holding one meeting or the other, from one meeting or the other, every single one of them holding meeting, all of a sudden, every single one of them have united in one voice. And they want to force Mazen Nnamdi Kanu into their group. They now caged Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and they are reading one statement that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, now going for pilgrimage in the DSS. And I thank Chukwu Okike for my friend Mr. Mazen Simon Ekpa. He saw this coming before now. Our Prime Minister saw this clearly, very, very clear. He saw it coming before now. And that was why he warned initially that we will not take any order from the DSS. He saw it coming. That is what, when you see people who are appointed by Chukwu Okike, who are ordained, assignment is easy for them. The ordained people, they see things before it happens. Our Prime Minister warned, even before now, that we will not take any order from the DSS. And today, what is happening? What is happening today? You are hearing fake statements right, left, and center. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu did not say, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu did this, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu did that. Lies from the pit of hell, lined up. You cannot turn to the left without hearing it. People who claim to be freedom fighters today are uniting with the governors, uniting with the politicians to bring their own people down. It is so sad. Some of them that still have some little conscience in them, I confess it already. I have seen some video where some of them that have some little conscience in them are confessing, but because they have soiled their hand in evil, they cannot come openly and denounce the evil they get involved in. They cannot come openly and give accolade to who accolade is given. I saw a video where some of them were calling for unity, that people should unite together. All you have to do is to fall back and join the government of Biafra. It is no longer time for noise making. We have graduated to restoration of Biafra and we speak as a government, no longer an organization. But to show how daft these people are, to show how immature they are, to show how backward they are never progressive, very, very stagnant, with no project at all. So many of them are still anchoring and holding strong on agitation instead of restoration. So many of them are still holding strong on organization instead of the government. There are certain things that must be done for you to be free and become a country. These are facts that everybody should know. For you to be a country, for you to be able to achieve a country, to come to that level of being a country, there are certain things you must do. It is not just agitation. It is not enough to cry, I want Biafra, I want Biafra, we are being marginalized, we are being done that, we are killing us. It is not enough. That alone will not give you Biafra. This is the fact that you must put in your mind and drink it. There are certain things that must be done. If Biafra must be a nation, there are certain things that it is compulsory that you must do this. It is not enough to agitate. It is not enough to sensitize. It is not enough to cry online. There are things you have to put in place. Number one, you must have a government. You must have a government, and it is that government that will show the world that yes, you are capable and able to manage yourself. It is only when you have that government and people see the structure of the government you have, that is when they will begin to listen to you. That is when other governments will begin to listen to you. That is when other governments will be paying attention to you. And that is why you saw Simon Ekpa took that direction of establishing Biafra Republic Government in Exile. Biafra Republic Government in Exile. And it's not just putting the name there and you relax. You have seen the Biafra Republic Government in Exile carrying out projects, bringing out suggestions, bringing out opinion, showing us their roadmap and projects that they have. We have seen the cabinet of the Biafra Republic Government made up of intelligent people, educated men and women, doctors, engineers, nurses, professors. And yet, there you are, deceiving yourself. There you are, still holding hand on something that you have outgrown. And the more you continue to clinch on that thing that is valueless, you can never have something that has value. Until you open your hand and let go of those valueless things you're holding, you can never allow the new things to come into your hand. Today, Biafra restoration is where we are. We have graduated from being an organization to being a government. And today, the Biafran people are speaking through the government of Biafra Republic of Israel. We speak to the government. And our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, is equal to the task, making wave all over the world, engaging governments, engaging people that matters, engaging world powers, putting things in place, and the world is watching. The people are watching. But some people who has nothing to offer, you don't have the IQ on how to get Biafra. You have no plans, you have no roadmap, but you have seen somebody who is doing things on daily basis. He doesn't hide his project. It is no longer a time when you say, where is the roadmap? His roadmap, he talks about it every blessed day. And yet you cannot key in for your freedom. What you are doing is to distract him. What you are doing is to cause confusion. What you are doing is to cause obstruction. But no matter what you do, you cannot stop a moving train. If you stand on the Biafra, on the way of Biafra, you will be definitely crushed. You'll be crushed in such a way that you will never reincarnate. More especially, people from Igbo Biafra. If you are an Igbo Biafran and you are standing against Biafra, I say this and I say this again. If you are Igbo Biafran and you are standing against Biafra restoration, it will be better for you that you are not born. It will be better for you that you are not born, because your own punishment is going to be so severe that after you are finished on this earth, you will not reincarnate. That is how serious it is. Because from the very day you were born as an Igbo Biafran, your assignment is to rescue and redeem Biafra. Not just Biafra, redeem black race. It is a responsibility that wasn't your choice. It was something that Chukwu Okeke planned for you from creation. He didn't take your permission to do that. It is a responsibility that has fallen on our shoulder. Whether you like it, whether you don't like it, if you do not fulfill that responsibility, your purpose of coming on this planet Earth is defeated. No matter how rich you think you are, no matter what you think you have. If you do not focus on that redemption of Biafran people, which in extension is the redemption of the black race, you are a lost sheep. And it will be better that you are not born. Every Igbo Biafran that is standing against the restoration of Biafra, or that have not killed him yet, I pity you. I pity you. I pity you. You are focused on your so-called business, claiming you have money, claiming to be rich. Because of one or two things you have nothing. And by the time you wake up and realize that you have nothing, it will be too late. It will be too late. The call has been made. And those who are born for this mission have taken up the call. and we are not backing down. In this 2023, as our Prime Minister have said, when you see things playing out, when you see the drum of war, initially they were telling us that we want to create war. They will say Biafrans want to bring war, that we want to cause war. Mazen Nanakana is bringing war. Mazen Nanakana want to create war. Mazen Nanakana want to bring war. Biafrans are bringing war. They mention and threaten with one war. Finally, the war has come. And who caused it? They themselves brought the war. That is how powerful Chukwu is. You see, I tell you, when the ways of man pleases Chukwu Okike, everything will be easy for you. When your ways pleases Chukwu Okike, everything will be working easily and be fixing itself by itself. That is what we are saying today. When you watch event today, you see events positioning itself. For a very long time, they have sang this song of war against Biafrans. They have sang it and ring it like a bell. Finally today, it is they themselves today that have finally pronounced the war and announced it. Finally, they themselves have activated the war, and I tell you, it is going to consume them. Finally, we have been waiting for this time to come, and that time has come. And I ask you, you that have been under the lecture of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu for a decade, you that have been under the tutorship of our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa for so many years, what have you learned and how prepared are you? How prepared are you? And it is so funny that people don't think be outside the box. If you can think outside the box, you should thank Chukwu Okike Abiama. You should thank Chukwu Okike Abiama, who used our Prime Minister Mazi Simon to prepare you for the days ahead. The Monday sit at home, 3 days sit at home, 1 week sit at home, and now 2 weeks sit at home is preparing you for something heavier. And when you hear the drum of war that the Zoological Republic already have announced by themselves, have activated, when you see the war that the Zoological Republic have activated, you should thank your star. Except you did not pass the process of training. We were all passing through the process of training. We were trained through that process. Chukwu Okike Abiama used our Prime Minister to train us for the days ahead. He used him to train us for the days ahead, so that when the tough days start, when the heat starts, you wouldn't find it difficult to put yourself together. So many announcements have been made of people reserving things in their home, those valuable things, those things you know that you need regularly, stocking up food for yourself. The announcement have been made again and again and again. Sitting at home was a preparation for something that is coming ahead. Apart from the fact that sit at home is exposing us to the world, letting the world know our point of view and our stance on the situation of Nigeria. Apart from the fact that we are using the sit at home to demand the unconditional release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, it is also a preparation for us for the things that are coming ahead. Because we knew that today is going to come. Anybody that tells you that he doesn't know that today is going to come is a deceiver. We knew. We knew that today will come. And finally, here are we. The long-awaited days, the long-awaited time has finally arrived. And I thank Chukwu Okike Abiama that we are equal to the task. We are prepared. Every single thing that we needed are there. That is why you see the criminals who has nothing to offer today. They are busy spilling lies. They are busy telling one lie or another, and they succeeded in caging Mazi Nnamdi. That was why they first of all tried by all means to force Mazi Nnamdi Kanu out of the picture. They know his case now. You cannot. You see, it is so sad. I don't know where people left their mind. Have you ever asked these people that go to visit Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, have they ever told you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said my case will be so time? Or don't Mazi Nnamdi Kanu ask them when am I going to release? So nobody cares about the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu anymore. Nobody cares about the freedom of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. What they care about today is ending that thing that is going to free him. And they're now telling you that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is in line with them. You see, just like the very first time when they started this blackmail, they first of all used one criminal in Enugu State who claimed to be the chief of staff of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Have you forgotten? They started from using a criminal in Enugu State who was being paid by the certificate forger and wife snatcher in Enugu State. That was the person that was used. And she came on radio and she was saying on national TV that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have repented. That she is the chief of staff of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Claiming that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wrote later. This way where they were building up all these lies you're seeing today. The governors came with their own. The Iberibe man came in with his own. Iberibe man came with his own, and he was telling us how he visited Mazi Nnamdi Kanu with a man that had been locked up for more than a year now, a year plus. A man that had been locked up a year plus. But Mazi Nnamdi Kanu just gave order in December and said, do not interrupt in anything that Mazi Samanaka is doing. What else was Mazi Samanaka doing if not holding the seat at home and making sure the Biafra is being restored and free him? That's what he was doing. And what is different with what Mazi Samanaka was doing then and now? There's no difference. And all of a sudden you turn 360 degrees and you are telling us to join the governors, join the politicians. It is only those who are not followers of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, those of us that follow Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and listen to him, we know what he can say. And for those of you who still have a doubt, I am going to play an audio from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. There was a question that was asked of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in one of his programs of question and answer. Somebody asked a striking question, and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as you all know, gave a direct answer. And I would like to play that very message. Please, I want you to pay attention to this very voice note. I want you to pay close attention to every single thing that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to say on this very voice note. This was a question asked to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu when he was hosting question and answer program that he used to host when he was with us. When he was with us, I think it was every Friday. When he has every Friday 7 a.m. When he has question and answer section, somebody asked this very question to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And let me tell you, this question that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu answered here is what people are still asking today after so many years. A question that you have an answer to. And I want you to listen to this voice note. After listening to this voice note, after listening, if you have been confused before, that your head will be reset immediately. After listening to this voice note, if you are one of those that are listening to these clowns, or maybe you have some doubt in your mind, that your doubt will end. Let us listen to this voice note. Pay close attention and listen to what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has to say on this voice note.
Because we don't know how to follow. We don't know how to be disciplined. We don't know how to criticize and remain objective about it. Please, these are the things we ought to learn. It is a lesson that we are all prepared to learn regarding Akwa. And Akwa is very strong, I must tell you. Very, very strong. And we want that strength to continue. Thank you very much. And before Sunday, it will be resolved. I have another caller on the line. This caller, can you hear me? Yes, I can hear you. Good morning, sir. Thank you very much.
Listen carefully to this question and the reply Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is going to give.
My name is Bright Daniel. I'm calling you from New York.
Bright Daniel. It's a very beautiful name.
Yes.
Go ahead.
Thank you. I have a question. Go ahead. My question goes like this. Is there in any way, this is just like a reassurance, because our leader,
listen to this question.
People we are really hoping on that when he will come back, that he will bring back Biafra. Yes. But lo and behold, he came back. And people lured him to Nigeria.
Yes.
People lured him to being, because to me, I still believe that the Modumego Juku has not been buried. Because when I see them covering his coffin with Nigerian flag, I feel so bad. So my question to you is this. Is there in any way that you will be ever lured into agreeing to anything Nigerian? That's number one.
I want you to get the question that this man asked to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The question is to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and he said, He started by a illustration of what happened to our eternal leader, Dim Odumegwu. Our eternal leader who fought gallantly for 3 good years to hold Biafra. And at the end of the day, they said, no victor, no vanquish. And he went to exile in Ivory Coast. At the end of the day, our eternal leader was lured into politics in Nigeria. He was lured into politics in Nigeria. And he fell and joined the politics. Because he was also a liberal man, always trying to, a way that will make us belong. He was pushed and lured into politics in the contraption. And at the end of the day, you saw what happened. And this question is to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. For those of you who think that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will now be singing the same song with the politicians, for some of you who are thinking that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in the DSS today have changed his mind not to fight for Biafra again, for those of you who are thinking that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will from the DSS be writing a letter against the Biafran struggle, I want you to listen to the answer to this question. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was asked, in example, that our eternal leader, Dim Odumegwu, at a stage was lured into involving in politics. They asked Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, will you ever be lured, just like our eternal leader was lured, and he failed? He failed. He couldn't even win a award in the Navy. Unbelievable. Somebody like Dim Odumegwu could not win a award in Navy in election. The most popular man you know about in politics in that Nigeria. He couldn't win in Navy. And the question was to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, will you ever be lured into pursuing the same agenda with these politicians? And I want you to listen carefully. The answer of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Hear the answer and know the truth. Hear this answer and be freed. Hear this answer and be let loose. You will not have that anymore. Listen. After the answer of this question, you will no longer listen to any idiot that will come from the DSS and say, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said this or said that. Hear the answer of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu.
No, hold on to your questions, because we are going to have a conversation. You raised an issue that I've been expecting people to raise for a long time. There's sometimes maybe we forget, or when we call, we become over exuberant and we forget. You have raised, keep your other questions, don't forget them, please. Let me answer this one you've just raised. Our eternal leader, Dim Odumegwu, was in Ivory Coast. Even as a child, I was hoping, the stories my father used to tell me, I felt that one day this Messiah is going to come, excuse me, from Ivory Coast and save everybody. That was what I used to think as a child.
Listen carefully.
I used to think that Ojukwu will come back one day and all of us will be saved, right? It didn't happen that way. And I'll tell you what's happened. It's exactly what they have tried to do to me. Exactly something. I had meeting with governors and with some elders. They said you must renounce. Oh, my dear, there's a way you do it. You do this, you do that, you do that. You contest, you float political party. You have the followership. People will vote you in. Maybe you can become a senator, or maybe you have your state governor. You know the same rubbish. And I said no. They asked me why am I saying no? Why do I keep saying? I said to them, because the man that I revere and respect, Dim Odumegwu, you promised him the same thing. He came back, he was then and still till now the most popular man in the whole of the Sioux political space.
Are you hearing me?
He came back, and in Nnewi, he lost election to a non-entity. Senatorial election, he contested and he failed. They rigged him out. I know those who were instrumental in rigging out Ojukwu. So the same thing they're asking us to do now, IPOB, they asked our leader to do. Ojukwu, he did it, and they rubbished him, they messed him up. You know what the Fulani said after that? They said, oh, look at the man you call your icon. He's your leader, he's your general, he led you in war. Look at him, ordinary Nnewi senatorial district, he couldn't win.
Did you hear it? This is the plan they are still hashing today. Did you hear the response of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? When it comes to involving yourself with the politicians, when it comes to listening to them, when it comes to reaching agreement with them, when it comes to believing in anything political solution, you are gone and gone for good. and they will rubbish you and laugh at you at the end. Did you hear that reply of Mazi Nandekan? Did you hear the heckling? I'm going to play all of it. Listen, pay attention to every word that Mazi Nandekan is speaking. Know the truth and have life.
He failed the man called on with you. Go and look at it anywhere. So that you see, I am a student of history. I allow myself to be guided by history, what has happened in the past. But when they call BBC to talk about their rubbish presidents for that courage, they never remind them that our leader came back, they lured him into zoo politics. That was why I said no to zoo politics. But you know, one thing our people are very good at. Once they give you advice that is wrong and you say no, they'll go and say, oh, he doesn't listen to people, he doesn't want to hear he doesn't listen to advice. Whenever they say somebody doesn't listen to advice, it's because that person has failed to compromise.
Exactly.
These are the things I want our people, our hardcore Biafrans to understand, because they are the ones that will lead us to freedom, not all the flavors by the side.
Exactly.
It is the hardcore that will lead us to freedom, not the idiots by the side. Do you understand? On no, they have given me, and I said no. They came to DSS to give me, I said no. They came to prison, I said no. They came to my house, I said no. They called me governor's meeting, I said no, I don't want anything.
He rejected them. He rejected the politicians.
Why do you think I had issues with Chief Miyamoto? Why do you think I have issues with him? It does not the same thing. I said, that way people are going, Ojukwu went that way. They rubbished him. Look at Imo State. See what they did to Federal in Imo State. It's a political process. You join, after a while, you vote. After voting, they declare whoever they like as their winner, and that's the end of the game. So I will never join any zoo politics. I will never stop fighting for Biafra. Listen to me very carefully. My father, my mother died as a result of this. I have lost men as a result of this.
Did you hear him?
Many family members that I was close to have died. They did not die for one Nigeria. They did not die for Nigerian party politics. They died fighting for freedom. And that freedom we're going to get on their behalf. Your next question, please.
Did you hear Mazi Nandekan? Did you hear direct answer? For every idiot that is coming to you to tell you today that you should go and listen to political solution, you should listen to governors, you should listen to Harris and Dibo. For every idiot that goes to bring anything and say Mazi Nandekan, say Mazi Nandekan, have you heard the speech of Mazi Nandekan? Have you heard the word of Mazi Nandekan? Have you heard the express mindset of the man who you call your leader? Can you hear Mazi Nandekan, what he says about party politics, Nigerian politics, and their politicians? Have you now seen why you must not listen to any clown bring it in? I say, even if it is on video, that Mazi Nandekan said, do not believe it. The voice you heard there, here is the answer to every single question you are asking today. This is the reason why when you see our Prime Minister Mazi Samariba, he will tell you that we will not take any order from DSS. This is it. This is it. What you just had here is the direct and express answer from Mazi Nandekan. And I want to take it back a little bit for you to hear it again. Let me take it back so they can hear it again.
That came back, they lured him into zoo politics.
They lured our economy into politics.
But you know, one thing our people are very good at. Once they give you advice that is wrong and you say no, they'll go and say, oh, he doesn't listen to people, he doesn't want to hear he doesn't listen to advice. Whenever they say somebody doesn't listen to advice, it's because that person has failed to compromise.
Exactly.
These are the things I want our people, our hardcore Biafrans to understand, because they are the ones that will lead us to freedom, not all the flavors by the side. It is the hardcore that will lead us to freedom, not the idiots by the side. Do you understand? On no, they have given me everything and I said no. They came to DSS to give me, I said no. They came to prison, I said no. They came to my house, I said no. They called me governor's meeting, I said no, I don't want anything. All I want is freedom. All I want is Biafra.
Biafra.
Why do you think I had issues with Chief Miyamoto? Why do you think I had issues with him? It does not the same thing. I said, that way people are going, Ojukwu went that way. They rubbished him.
Look at Imo State. See what they did to you in Imo State. It's a political process. You join, after a while, you vote. After voting, they declare whoever they like as their winner, and that's the end of the game. So I will never join any zoo politics. I will never stop fighting for Biafra.
I will never join any zoo politics, and I will never stop fighting for Biafra. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said it and made it expressly clear. I will never join zoo politics, and I will never stop fighting for Biafra.
Very carefully. My father, my mother died as a result of this. I have lost men as a result of this. I even family members that I was close to have died. They did not die for one Nigeria. They did not die for Nigerian party politics. They died fighting for freedom. And that freedom we're going to get on their behalf. Your next question, please.
Thank you. So the reassurance is that even if they call you to make you Nigerian president, that you always stand on Biafra. Because I want to know the reason why somebody will stand and say, I am dying for Biafra because my leader has said.
Pay attention and listen deeply. Listen deeply.
They gave me vice presidency. Go and ask the SS. They gave me vice. They said they'll make me the vice president of the zoo. I should drop my agitation. This happened in October of 2015, and I said,
you had Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. They gave him everything.
I won't drop it. Ask them. That was the day I gave them the advice about building railways, and they're now building railways everywhere. Ask them where the advice came from my meeting with DSS in Abuja, and I told them I don't want anything from them. Please go ahead. The next question.
Thank you. My second question is this.
Pay attention.
And you have to teach us. You have really taught us a lot. We all appreciate. At this point, I have counted that what we need from you is this. What do we do? Not for my sake. You have promised to answer every question here honestly and to clarify everything. So, what do we do? What do we do? I know that you have suggested that.
Let me tell you what we are going to do.
Call out a man.
Listen to me.
I want you to pay attention on what Mazen Nnamdi Kanu say we should do. What we will do as Biafrans. What we are supposed to be doing today. Pay attention. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is answering a very important question. The question you are asking today, he answered it many, many years ago. I want you to pay close. What are we supposed to be doing? What do we do as Biafrans? If you are not doing any of these things that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is mentioning, you are not for him. Neither are you fighting for Biafra. If whatever you are doing today is not falling in line with the answer that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu will give here, if whatever you are doing today is not falling in line with the answer that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is giving here, you are on your own. You are on your own, and the Biafran people will never ever listen to you. It doesn't matter whom you are. You can be the close friend to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. You can be the closest brother to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. You can be his father. You can be anything to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. As long as you are not doing these things that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is mentioned here, you are on your own. I want Biafrans to listen carefully. Pay attention on what we should do.
To answer your question, you said, what do we do? You've asked the question, and I will answer it. It's exactly what we are doing now. We need to enlighten sensitization. As I said before, we had no mass media during the war. That was why we lost. Now, by the very special grace of the Most High, that is social media, we have our own radio station, we have our own TV. At least to an extent, we are now offering what I call an alternative narrative to the lies and deception of
that is exactly what we are doing online today.
Handlers. You are fighting against powers and principalities that you cannot see. This is the thing about people don't understand. Biafra is not a stroll in the park. I have said this many times, allow me to repeat. You are fighting enemies and powers that you cannot see. They understand that Biafra is the gateway to progress in Africa, and sitting on Biafra and stifling Biafra is the only way to ensure that Black Africa remains poor. That was why when Britain came, they saw the light in our land, especially after the fall of Arochukwu. And they decided to name us darkness, which is what Nika is. Nika means darkness, you cannot see. That was the a way of Britain saying that they are putting off that very light that God has planted in the land of Biafra, that light of hope to the whole of Africa. That was why when our leader rose up, Ujubu, something told him to put the rising sun where, if you look at our flag, you've seen Biafra flag, I'm sure you have it. Is that correct? Absolutely. Go and look at the flag strip. Ask yourself, why did Ujubu put the sun at the strip where there is black in the flag? Why did he not put the sun on the red or the green or on top of it? Why did he put it where on that aspect of our flag where there is a black line? Why? Because we represent the light in the continent of darkness. We are the hope of the whole black race all over the world. That was why that rising sun was placed there. And it is the duty of some people to make sure that Biafra doesn't come. I've said this thing to you before. I have met officials of the UN and I asked them a point blank question, the same way you're asking me. Why is it that you wouldn't want to discuss Biafra at the UN? He said that he has tried his best. Anytime he goes into a meeting and tries to raise the issue of Biafra, people will just walk away. There is something about Biafra that gets into people and they walk away. And we know those who are doing it. What we are doing is what we're doing now. We sensitize our people and we are going to march eventually.
We are going to march.
All these things all the time. I've been saying it.
Did you hear it? We are going to sensitize our people. After sensitizing our people, we are going to march. I want you, when everything I'm talking here, everything Mazen and say, just take your mind back and watch. Who are those following these strategies? Who is the person following this very strategy that Mazen and have already laid down? That after sensitization, we are going to march. Our Prime Minister, Mazen Manekwa, started with sensitization. Sensitizing Biafran people, keying into the life of Biafran people, letting them know what will happen when it has not happened. Training us along. And today, look at where we are. That after sensitization, we are going to march. And today, we are in that marching. We are in that marching. I want you to look back. These idiots that are going to bring message to Mazen, I say, Mazen is going to say this, Mazen is going to say that. Are they truly the followers of Mazen? Of course, they are not. Are they following anything that Mazen mentioned there? They are not. Which role are they sensitizing our people? They are not. They are not even sensitizing our people. They are only focused on distracting Mazen Samonepa, calling him name, abusing him, writing petition, and taking him to court. That is where they are focused. We are the only ones, the Biafra Republic of in exile, we are the only ones that are sensitizing people and directing people to the right direction. And in the case of marching, here are we, on the step to march. Here are we. And you are still there asking questions. I want you to listen to Mazen Nankan. Listen closely.
And we are going to have our own referendum. It doesn't matter what anybody else does. We are going to have our own referendum in time.
Did you hear Mazen Nankan? That we are going to have our own referendum. And you heard Mazen Samuel was talking about self-referendum. Oh my God. You see, when I tell people that Mazen Samuel is building on the foundation of Mazen Nandekan, I don't miss words. Except you are not a student of Mazen. If you are a student of Mazen Nandekan, when you listen to his word, you know that Mazen Samuel is just playing, is just building. It's just building on the foundation led by Mazen Nandekan. Every single thing he's doing today is based on the foundation led by Mazen Nandekan. When he called himself a disciple, it wasn't a joke. It's not to make you happy. It is not to entertain you. When he called himself the spiritual son of Mazen Nandekan, it's not to entertain you. It is a fact. You hear Mazen Nandekan say it here. Somebody asked a question, what are we going to do now? The question that you are asking now. The question that you're waiting for Mazen Nandekan to answer you from the DSS has been answered already, long ago. The very question so many of you today are asking, Mazen Nandekan have answered this question long ago. And today you are here waiting for him to answer that question from DSS. You are insane. Mazen Nandekan has explained it. That we are going to march. We will sensitize people. After sensitizing people, we are going to march. And that we are going to conduct a self-referendum. Oh my God. Please like and share this broadcast. Like and share it on any platform that you belong. Share it and let the world know. Let Biafra people, more especially people in Biafra land, let them get this information and get it straight. The only way for you to know the people who are pursuing the agenda of Mazen Nandekano, who are disciples of Mazen, who are following the right step, is by you listening to the message of Mazen Nandekano and the word he has put in place, things he said that we should do. The only man today building on that foundation, playing the template of Mazen Nandekano, it is Mazen Simon Ekpa. Mazen Simon Ekpa. He has not removed any he has not removed a single thing. Instead, he is heaping more sand in that very thing that Mazen Nandekano have said and made it stronger. And look at you, doubting. I want you to listen. Listen.
Mind you that we have enemies both outside and within. People who, out of ignorance, a combination of ignorance, of self-hatred, of envy, greed, jealousy, ignorance and stupidity, or should I say self-aggrandizement, they want to perpetuate the rule of the Fulani because that allows them to remain relevant. Like you see the likes of the Opus of the man, all the rest of them. You can see that. So when you are dealing with multiple enemies from everywhere, you guard your main plan very jealously and very carefully. That is why we have made progress this far. But I'm telling you this. Number one, we sensitize our people, which we are doing now. Number two, we're going to have a referendum. And number three, we're going to march.
My last question.
Go ahead.
My last question. My last question.
Did you hear it? Did you hear it? Expressly said, the question you are asking today, Mazen Nandekano have answered it expressly. We are going to sensitize our people. We are going to march. Self-referendum will be conducted. These are what our Prime Minister, Mazen Simon Ekpa, is doing today. Sensitization we have done. We have taken sensitization to the highest level. We are marching. I can tell you that we are marching today. The Biafran Liberation Army are on top of the game. And as the day go by, you are going to see more things coming out. The march have started. Tight your belt very well. Those of you complaining of sit at home, you haven't seen nothing yet. You haven't prepare for the sacrifice. Prepare yourself. More things are going to happen going forward. More things will happen. And our self-referendum, you have heard our Prime Minister say it. Our convention is coming up in October. The flyers are everywhere. And yet, you are doubting who is on the path of truth, who is on the path of freedom, who is the follower of Mazen Nandekano. If you are still doubting, you are a fool, and I have no time for you. My time is for those who are genuine, those who are born for this mission, those, the 70 million people whom we are fighting for. They are my concern. Let us listen.
Having any leadership crisis in IPOD?
No.
And do you have a standby government that can take effect as soon as it collapses, or planning to set up a government then soon collapse?
Now, the first one is no. There can never be. IPOB is one family. People have views.
IPOB is one.
People have views, and I don't want to stifle every opinion. People
Mazen Simon Ekpa have redeemed the original IPOB. We are one.
But
Undestructible.
not to the extent of trying to rock the boat. If they do, the person will be off. I don't care who you are. If you rock the boat, you'll be off. You will open multiple Facebook accounts, you'll be yapping rubbish from now to the kingdom come. After 7-8 months, you'll face a lot. There were people that felt that they were all and all within the movement. I expelled them. They left. Today they are begging to appear on shows being run by sex traffickers. Yes, that's how it is. Once you lose relevance, there can never be any leadership crisis because we are one family. People have need to voice their frustration is entirely up to them. But within IPOB family, it doesn't go out. Secondly, you asked about forming a government. When our people give us the mandate, we shall do so. The mandate hasn't been given to us yet. And we are...
Did you hear? Mazen Nandekano here talked about forming a government. That when we have the mandate of people, we are going to form the government. And today you hear about Biafra Republic government in exile. You hear about Biafra Republic government. You hear about our government in the homeland. You hear about de facto government in the homeland. And you hear about Biafra Republic government in exile. Did you hear Mazin? Direct, I say every single thing we need to, as if Chukwu Okakabiyama used the questionnaire to prepare us for today. As if Chukwu Okakabiyama just used the questionnaire to prepare us for today. We are just in the time, this time that we are in is the time that this question is meant for. The very time that we're in, very, very timely. The time that we're in is when this question was meant for. Mazin Nankano ask, what is your plan in forming a government? Are you going to form a government to hand over when Biafra is being restored? After everything said and done, what is your preparation? Mazin Nankano said, we are going to form a government. And we are going to have the mandate of the people. And when it is time, we will do so. Mazin Nankano talked about the Biafra Republic government in exile, the Fatu government in homeland. Today, our Prime Minister Mazin Simon Ekpa, those things that Mazin Nankano was not able to do due to the evil men around him, those things that Mazin Nankano was not able to start because of the criminals surrounding him, today, Mazin Simon Ekpa have perfected every one of them. Mazin Simon Ekpa have established the Biafra Republic government in exile, established the Federal government in homeland, and today, the government that are ready to take over Biafra land are very much available and ready. Oh God. Chukwu Okakabiyama is wonderful. Biafra is a spirit. Biafra, when the questionnaire was asking this question, he never knew that today will come. He never knew. At the time this question was answered, nobody knew that today will come. But look at Mazin Nankano narrating and answering straight question, giving us a highlight on what to do in case, even if you don't see him, even if he's not around, these are what you're supposed to do. But tell me, all these criminals, right, left, and center, were they able to do this? They could not be able to. This is a template that Mazin Nankano put in place for us for a day like this. This is a question that people are asking here. This is what they are going to ask him in the DSS. The very thing that Mazin Nankano answered here is what they are going to DSS to go and ask him. This is what they are waiting for him to come out from DSS and tell them. Something that Mazin Nankano have told us already. A question he has answered, a template he has given us. All you need to do is to pick up that template, dust it, and begin to implement it one after the other, and you see Biafra come. And they are still busy going for pilgrimage in the DSS, telling us to wait for DSS. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Please share this broadcast, like and share it. If you are in this program, make sure you share this broadcast to one person. If you are in this program, make sure you click like and share to one person, share to one platform. Make sure you share this program to one platform. So that those, share to our enemies, all those criminals, share it to them. Share to those criminals. Let them hear the answer they are waiting for to come from DSS. Mazin Nankano answered. That thing they are using to deceive you, every single one of those questions have been answered. Unbelievable. At the time that this question was answered, the person that was asking this question didn't know that Chukwu Okakabiyama was using him to prepare us for today. And with all these informations available for you and I, people are still confused. Idiots are still talking. With all this information, people are still looking down on Mazin Simon Ekpa. With all this information, you are still questioning the authority of Mazin Simon Ekpa. You are mad. The only command we have today is the command coming from our Prime Minister Mazin Simon Ekpa through Biafra Republic of Exile. This is the only command. There is no two command we have. The only command we have today is the command coming from Biafra Republic of Exile through our Prime Minister Mazin Simon Ekpa, until our Supreme Leader Mazin Nankano joins us, and then he will take over others. Until then, nothing changes. We are following his template. It is our responsibility to implement every single template he has kept for us. Nobody can change it. No DSS will change anything. The template is there. We just have to work with the template until Mazin Nankano joins us. Whatever information, I say even on video, we will throw it to the trash. Any information, even on video, we throw it. The voice you're hearing is the original voice of Mazin Nankano that must be obeyed. Let us finish it up before we go.
Die-hard Republicans. Biafran people are Republicans. You hear them always tell me, oh, have they consulted us? I can go and consult the amenable of Ukraine. But if I don't consult everybody within that very area, you have not done the consultation.
because we are Republican in nature. Everybody wants to be carried along. That is why sometimes it looks as if, there are disagreements here and there. No, everybody wants to be carried along. It is in our nature. That is the way we are as a people because we are Democrats. And you don't blame them. So that is why we keep explaining every day. There are some things that we are doing that some people may not know. Though they may be in the hierarchy, they won't know. Because it's for their own good. It is not everything that everybody knows. I am the one who knows everything. People know what I want them to know in order to preserve the sanctity of the movement and to stop people from outside from penetrating and destroying us from within. We shall form a government when our people give us that very mandate. And I'm not going to tell you how that mandate is going to come.
I will not tell you how the mandate will come.
Enemies will go and block that very access. But it's going to come very, very soon. And the world will be shocked. Our plans are impacted and we're moving along. Thank you very much for all the people that died. I know you will never forget. All the people that have lost their lives for this Biafra, you will never forget. Thank you, and you are safe. Thank you very much. How can I forget? When Biafra comes, we are going to establish our people in such a way that everybody who lost a loved one in this very effort, the wife or husband or children or whatever, by the time Biafra comes, where they will live, the richest millionaires will not live there. Where they live, the people that sacrifice, where they will stay, where they will live, the area where they will live, people who are multi-billionaires cannot afford to live there. We can't abandon those that fought for us. Did I abandon our veterans? Until I came in 2014 to start 30th of May remembrance. Was it happening before? If I can remember those that fought, the class of 7 to 70, when I was a baby, if I can remember those that fought then, how about those that fought with me now and fell beside me? How can I forget them? It's not possible, you know that. You know me very well, you know it's not possible. The caller on the line, can you hear me please? Your name and where you're calling from. And your questions, please. I want difficult questions this morning. Very, very difficult ones. Go ahead. Okay, sir. Good morning.
You have heard our Supreme Damazen Nandekano. I will stop it there. You have heard our Supreme Damazen Nandekano answering questions that you are asking today. Do you still have any doubt after watching this program? Wherever you're watching this program from, do you still have any doubt? Are you not convinced that you are on the right path? If you are part of the Biafra Republic of Exile, if you are supporting Master Simon Ekpa, you are 1000% online. You are doing what Chukwu Okikame wants you to do. You are the true followers of Mazen Nandekano. Do you still have any other doubt after listening to this voice of our Supreme Leader Mazen Nandekano? I want you to tell me. Do you still have any doubt that we are on the right path? Is there still any question you are waiting for somebody to bring for you? Is there any answer you are still waiting for somebody to bring for you to you from DSS? Is there anything remaining that you are still waiting for that somebody should come and tell you from DSS after listening to this very voice? If you are still waiting, it means you are not human, and we can't listen to you. If you are human and you have the Biafran blood flowing in your vein, if you are serious about your freedom, after hearing this voice, you have to wake up and begin to ask yourself, what am I going to do to be part of the kingdom of God coming in Biafra land in 2023? You begin to ask yourself, what will be my contribution? What am I going to do? Wherever you are now, begin to ask yourself, what is going to be my contribution? And begin to take up a responsibility now, not tomorrow. As you are watching this program, begin to take up a responsibility on what to do to make sure that the reality of Biafra coming in 2023 happens. There is something every one of us can do. You can contribute financially, you can contribute morally, you can contribute by your time, you can even a child have a role to play. By sharing this video, by liking the video, by sending information across, by involving in radical evangelism, all these are things you do. If you are blessed financially, this is the time. This is the time. This is the very time that Mazen Nandekano spoke about. What are you waiting for? Ask yourself that is watching this program, how prepared are you? answer this question sincerely from the bottom of your heart, ask yourself, how prepared am I? When you answer that question genuinely, you will never have any doubt anymore. And when you find out that you're not prepared enough, prepare yourself. Begin to take up a responsibility for the coming of Biafra in 2023 that we're in. Because the call has been made. The whistle has been blown. We are no longer waiting. The train is on speed. If you are left behind, sorry, you have to work hard to catch up. If you are left behind, you have to work hard to catch up. I think after the words of Mazen Nandekan, I don't have to extend this message so that you don't forget what you have learned. Go back and rewatch this message again and again and again. Go back and rewatch it again and again and again. This is a kind of broadcast that you must not leave at this time that we are. You don't need to argue with any idiot. This is not the time to begin to argue or explain to people or talk about people or answer questions. This is a program you have to be listening to. Play it over and over again. Play it over and over again. I think we have to stop here. May Chukwu Okikabiyama guide and protect every one of you that participated in this broadcast. Everybody in Biafra land, every Biafran, may Chukwu Okikabiyama guide and protect you. Every Biafran friends, everyone that is genuinely seeking for freedom, may Chukwu Okikabiyama grant you freedom in your lifetime. May Chukwu Okikabiyama guide and protect our ESN. May Chukwu Okikabiyama guide and protect our Liberation Army. May Chukwu Okikabiyama guide and protect the BNL. May Chukwu Okikabiyama guide and protect all our media handles, media warriors that are fighting day and night. Protect them and their families. May Chukwu Okikabiyama guide and protect all the members of Umuada. May Chukwu Okikabiyama guide and protect the leader of Umuada, our defense minister. May Chukwu Okikabiyama guide and protect her. May Chukwu Okikabiyama guide and protect all the members of the cabinet of Biafra Republic of Exile. May Chukwu Okikabiyama guide and protect them. May Chukwu Okikabiyama guide and protect our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Wherever Mazi Simon Ekpa is, let us continue to pray for him. Raise your voice in anger and pray for Mazi Simon Ekpa wherever you are. That Chukwu Okikabiyama will guide and strengthen Mazi Simon Ekpa. Wherever he is, may Chukwu Okikabiyama unleash legions of angels to guide him in his going out and coming in. No weapon formed or fashioned against Mazi Simon Ekpa shall prosper. He will never dash a foot against a stone. His going out and his coming in will be protected. No evil shall befall him. No evil shall befall him. No evil shall befall him. Wherever they gather, we know that they will gather. Wherever they gather, we know that they will gather. But because they are not gathering in the name of Chukwu Okikabiyama, they will definitely scatter. They will definitely, because they are not gathering in the name of Chukwu Okikabiyama, they will definitely scatter. We pray that Mazi Simon Ekpa, wherever he is, that Chukwu Okikabiyama will build a wall of fire around him. A wall of fire around him. No enemy shall penetrate him. Every hole they have dug for him, they will fall into it. Every pit they have dug for Mazi Simon Ekpa, every one of them will fall into it. Whatever plan they are orchestrating in their secret places, every evil angle, every evil beating against him will backfire on them. Whatever gathering they are making, every sacrifice they are making against Mazi Simon Ekpa will backfire on them. We say back to sender. Every spiritual attack, every spiritual orchestration, whatever they are doing, whatever they have mentioned his name in their secret places, we say back to sender. Whoever wishes Mazi Simon Ekpa death will die. Any place they mention his name for death, they will die. Any place they mention his name for failure, they will fail. Any place they mention his name for captivity, they will be captured. May Chukwu Okikabiyama guide and protect our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. Secure him. No evil shall befall him. No evil shall befall him. They that dwell in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of Almighty. Our Prime Minister shall abide under the shadow of Almighty. He is in the secret place of the Most High, and no evil shall befall him. Our Prime Minister is hidden in the secret place of the Most High, Chukwu Okikabiyama, and no evil shall befall him. May Chukwu Okikabiyama and protect him. Secure him for us. Keep him for us. Keep him for us. Keep him for us. Keep him safe. Let the angels of Chukwu Okikabiyama surround him in his going out and his coming in. He will never ever dash his foot against a stone. We present Mazen Nandekano before Chukwu Okikabiyama for divine protection, for divine healing, for divine revelation. Wherever Mazen Nandekano is at this minute of the time, we know that they have caged him. We know that they are filling him with wrong informations. We know that they are blocking him. But I bet you, the spirit of Chukwu Gabiama will set him free. Mazen Nandekano will never be confused. The revelations will continue to come to him, and it will come clearer. It will be like a video. The revelations of the truth will continue to come to Mazen Nandekano on every single thing that his disciples are doing. Revelations will come to him. He will never be distracted. He will never give up. He will never give up. He will never give up. We pray for divine strength for Mazen Nandekano. We pray for divine revelation for Mazen Nandekano. We pray for divine strength, most importantly, divine strength and divine revelation. These are what Mazen Nandekano needs now. Revelations like never before. We pray that Mazen Nandekano will have good health. We pray that Mazen Nandekano will be set free and brought back to us very soon. No weapon formed or fashioned against the Biafran people shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Prime Minister Mazen Nandekano shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Supreme Leader Mazen Nandekano shall prosper. I appreciate every one of you that have joined me on this broadcast. Thank you so much for joining. Please join me again in the evening. I'll be broadcasting in the evening in King David's Exploit Expose. I will be speaking there on the evening. If you have time in the evening, join me on King David Exploit Expose in the evening. There I will broadcast this evening. Thank you so much. Stay focused. Don't be distracted. Stay focused. And always remember, our sit at home continues until the very last day. Sit at home and be safe. Thank you and stay safe. Bye-bye.